Chaz with Board Game Geek here with Eric from WizKids, and he's going to be showing us Super Skill Pinball 4K. So yes, please show me how this works and what it's all about.
So this is a pinball-themed roll and write from Jeff Engelstein that kind of perfectly mimics the pinball experience through rolling dice and tracking where your ball goes on the board. I love this because I really like pinball, but I have no reflexes. And this absolutely solves that problem by using dice instead. The way you're going to play is roll a pair of dice and select one dice result to be where your ball ends up going. Let's say I'll pick the 4, so I'm going to start by crossing this off there. And you get to pick one of the two. It plays up to 4 people, so you can play as well if you want. And it will, you'll share the same dice results. So the decisions you make about what you're going to fill in make the difference between how many points you end up actually scoring.
So you chose the 4 and
I chose
filled that
the 4.
in. I could technically choose the 1.
And you fill that in.
Yep.
Yeah, and then where we go from here could end up being completely different. So you roll again. So the pinball is, of course, going to fall because of gravity. With a 5 and a 6, you can pick one of the bumpers to fill in, although it'll end up being this bumper because it's just the 5 or the 6. But you can either pick one side to fill in, and then that's where your ball is now. You get a point for hitting a bumper.
And I guess mine would come down here.
Exactly.
I'll hit. Now, do I have to use a different? No, because.
Nope, you can use either one.
I'll just grab this guy. All right, and I hit a bumper then.
And you get a point. So fill in one little star on the back glass.
All right.
And then you just kind of keep going. So as it's the bumpers, you can kind of keep bouncing. So you can go to the 1 and go up here, and you get another point. And you could bounce around the bumpers as long as there's room for you to, bounce to. Once you fill all 12 spaces, the bumpers will clear, and you can start filling them again. But usually you'll end up having filled most of them, and then you'll roll dice without somewhere to go because you can't stay on the bumper you're at, and maybe you can't go to a certain place, so you'll start falling a little bit more. When you end up in this area, this is where you start to rack up the really interesting bonuses. So here, if you get all 3 of the yellow kind of paddles or all 4 of the red ones, you get to take one of these special bonuses. You can drop 2 of these bonus targets. You can flipper pass, which lets you use the flippers more easily, or you can play multi-ball. Of course, it's pinball. There's multi-ball. What this game does to represent multi-ball is really quite clever. You add another ball, of course, and then when you roll the dice, you need to use both results. One for one ball, one for the other. That simple kind of twist really gives you that spinning plates feeling of trying to keep both balls in the air. Finally, your ball is going to fall into the bottom area, and you need to hope that you have an empty spot on one of the flippers that you can fill in for your ball to land on. When you're on the yellow flipper, you can go to any yellow target or space. Red flipper, you can go anywhere red. Bumpers, you can go to from either flipper. And then you just kind of keep going until the spaces are filled, or you can't save your ball with something on the flippers, in which case it'll fall out. Once you've lost 3 balls, that's the end of the game. Whoever's got the most points is the winner. It's going to be $25, and in the box is going to be 4 copies each of 4 different pinball tables.
4 different tables.
Exactly. This is the basic table, the Carnival. It kind of teaches you the main systems. It's got everything kind of laid out. There's also a cyberpunk cyber hack table that has a mini game in the back glass that lets you run to it's kind of a push your luck thing. You got to try not to get caught. There's a dance fever pin where you try to dance as long as you can and get a bunch of bonuses that way. And then there's kind of an expert level Dragon Slayer table with a lot of RPG elements where you can earn XP to level up your pinball player and learn spells, and you can even rest to recharge your spells. So there's a lot of really interesting mechanics that come into play.
Each one totally different kind of strategy approach.
Yep, totally different art, totally different mechanics and different bonuses that you can try.
Very cool. And it's really neat to see the spatial element incorporated into the roll and write. It's really neat. All right. So that is Super Skill Pinball 4K.
That's it.
All right. So if you would like to test your pinball skills in the tabletop environment, be sure to check it out. In the meantime, Eric, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Talk to you again soon.